2, 1.
Hello, boys! We're back with the man who just turned 40. We are
birthday,
here. We're live.
birthday edition.
Birthday edition. I am Dane Lane, and we're here first with the Sodsman, the Bluegrass Man, the Kentucky Special, the Derby Light.
That is a pretty good nickname you're rocking tonight. I do like that. Yeah, the old man's in the building. Let's watch some old Affliction, man. Good times.
That's why he's keeping the hat on again. We're never going to see the hair anymore.
Yeah.
On the left side of the screen, we got Team Canada.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Maple
Left
Leafs.
side, strong side.
Like I said, like I showed you before the show, we got maybe 3/4 of the board here.
Oh,
Awful.
Nobody drinks that shit here, Jay.
Your beer has to be like really bad when the Canadians won't even drink your Canadian beer.
You know, there is a saying, pretty wise saying that says one man's trash is another man's treasure. Yeah.
That's fair. That's very true.
Yeah.
True.
Once it goes on one
Sometimes
side of the
that's a
border,
pretty shitty saying too.
it goes down pretty good. So, well, we're gonna drink it today. So, we're gonna talk, I think, a little bit about this might be our last recorded show, or I guess rewatch show for a little bit. We may actually have live sport next week. It seems like we're about
Maybe
9 days away.
Yeah, they
maybe
might
for
get
like a
away
week.
with one or two shows. There's some shit's gonna happen, and we're gonna be shut down again.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we're gonna get this first one in, but man, shit's gonna hit the fan here soon, man. I think people are being way too overly optimistic about what's going to be going on here in a few weeks.
How bad is it in Florida, Jay?
Not that
Is
bad.
it going up? Is it going down? Is it?
I haven't seen like
Georgia just had. Georgia just had like their most deaths yesterday, I believe, right after they opened their shit up.
So just think of
I haven't
in
seen.
a week or 2 weeks.
There hasn't been any like true spikes in cases from the states that have opened yet, but it's usually it takes 4 or 5 days to even notice you have signs, and then 4 to 5 days to get
bad
a test back. So it there's a process. We'll see.
Yep.
We'll see, but yeah, Jacksonville, Florida wants to be the guinea pig. Their mayor's gung ho. He was the one that opened the beach in Duval County in Florida.
Man of the people. He's a man of his people. The Florida man.
Yeah, he is a true man of the people. That's a good way to put it. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, DeSantis down there. Good luck, Florida. I seriously, I don't know if I've ever seen a dumber motherfucker that literally has law degrees from both Harvard and Yale and can't put a fucking mask on the right way and shit like.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Turk. There's the dude.
Big Turk.
Yep.
We're glad we got him, participating this week. Nice of him to join us, of course. But
the artwork.
Yeah. Nice. You gotta get a sculpture of him.
Rich white people shit there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we should have a card next week. I think it's gonna go down. Man, and that's a hell of a card, dude. Like I wish we was getting the fight that shall never be mentioned again at the top of it, but god damn, that's a hell of a card.
Yeah, it should be good. Assuming it all stays in place and everybody gets there and nobody's feeling ill.
Hey,
no one knows how these guys are going to be feeling because they haven't. Who are they?
It's not going to be the card that it is on paper right now. Like resign yourself.
It never is, Brad.
That's not going to happen.
I mean, it never is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you add Corona to it.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, dude. There's going to be some shit fall off. The one thing that. At least like all of them are here though, like they're all in the country. So that's one thing. But I hear you. I think there's going to be somebody that ends up somebody they know gets it. They get it. Something's going to happen. just too much time
Mhm.
between now and then.
Why are they even fighting it in an actual arena? Like, why not just fight in a bingo hall? Like, who cares? Like, why pay the rent? For this? Like,
Smaller than,
there's
I
no,
guess they
there's
gotta
no
get
fans.
cameras, places, and shit.
All you need is
I
like
don't
10
know.
people. Who cares? Like
They're
whatever,
more set
30
up
feet.
for those kind of places, so maybe it's tougher to set up in shittier little areas.
Yeah, you already got
that house like local.
They've got
fights.
like the Contender Series stuff though. That's just in a small building.
Yeah,
exactly.
but that they built that building.
Yeah.
So I guess they could just use that, but that's the whole Vegas problem.
Yeah.
But
You
What
gotta
else?
deal with
They're gonna have a lot of your infrastructure and shit ran though, to broadcast and all that shit
Yeah.
already in that building and stuff. I would think. Yeah, we'll see. I think they do some shit in that the shit out in Vegas though once their stuff starts opening back up.
I'm sure they would.
yeah.
But it's already there.
The way Dana's talking, he even finally admitted like a couple of days ago, there's not going to be fans at fights for a while. So
Yeah.
he's just trying to get that ESPN money that they desperately fucking have to have, like fucking desperately.
the
Yeah.
owners have to have. Not
Yeah.
The first
Well,
weekend
not a
that
UFC problem.
Vegas opens back up, they're gonna have like a McGregor fight in one of the arenas. They're gonna try and pull some crazy shit off.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of places try to pull off a lot of dumb shit over the next couple of months, and they're going to pay for it.
Yep.
I mean, on the plus side, probably like the fall is going to be like epic. It's going to be everything's going to be. You're going to have 9 months of stuff packed into like 4 months or 5 months.
We're gonna have fight cards 3 nights a week.
Yeah, every weekend
They
we'll
want
have
to get in
like
that number.
every week is going to have like a golf or tennis major. Like all your major sports are going to be playing. You're going to have there's going to be major events every weekend.
NASCAR's talking about running 2 races a week, maybe even 3 on weeknights and shit once they get
Oh, I
back.
didn't hear about 3. I saw like a preliminary schedule yesterday of
That's just that. There's been
week after UFC does.
they're gonna run 2
In Darlington and Charlotte.
and 2 at Charlotte, just because those are literally like right there. They can drive, just take the cruise there, take them right back. They don't have to stay in any hotels or anything. But there's like talk that to get the schedule completed, because they want to complete all 36, that they might be running 3 races, just traveling, moving, going on. And they're going to try to they might not even stay on like their regular schedule. They're going to just try to do them in the geographical locations to each track. So they'll run, these 3 races around this area. They'll go west, run those few races and get them all done, which is, like you said, if they do get shit going back, it's going to be crazy. Like Labor Day weekend is talking about having like the Derby. They was talking football kind of shit, which I don't think some of that's happening now, but yeah, it's going to be crazy if they get it going. Then like we'll get to flu season with COVID
I'm gonna be
and
back to the same shit.
bodies hitting the floor. I'm telling you, it's going to be wild.
That could be fun. We'll see. I mean, there's some optimism. We could have UFC. We could have NASCAR. Maybe the return of the Bundesliga in a week or 2. So there could be a little bit of the weekends could be a little more.
Look at Germany, everybody. Like, watch what Germany did. Testing. We might be able to get our shit open back.
I mean, a couple.
Have we talked about this before?
Yeah.
Fuck.
We need
All right,
sport.
let's stop talking about the bullshit that's going on now, and let's
Yeah.
let's talk about bullshit that happened like a decade ago.
Yeah.
This
So
was good times. It's a good time in MMA.
yeah, there's nothing going
Yeah,
on. with
2008.
Early 2009.
Still
This
a
card
Oh,
is-
sorry. Yeah, this was in January, wasn't it?
Yeah, end of January.
So what is the card, Brad? Why don't you take us there?
The card is Affliction Day of Reckoning, which was Affliction's second and ultimately final event. Both of them were on pay-per-view. They had like a huge bankroll. They were trying to challenge the UFC at the time in the wake of Pride. So you still had some of that battle going on for supremacy, and everybody that I know who talked about MMA at all at the time during these cards tuned into them and bought them. And
I did.
this was like the
Stole
first
them.
real. I actually bought them.
I did too.
Shit.
I did too.
Yeah.
So is this the same Affliction that was the shirt?
The motherfucking jeans company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the T-shirt and jeans
T-shirt
company.
and jeans,
They had
yeah.
some big
Angly
money,
everything.
they had some big money backers though. Besides those guys,
Trump did one of the press conferences for
yeah,
this.
he had
I
some
think
money.
he's
in
at
it.
the end of this. I think he's at the end of this.
What's
Yeah,
he
I'm sure
involved?
they
What
probably
was he
show him
doing there? What was his deal? Was he just
He put
money
some
in
of
it?
his fake loaned money in on Affliction.
He was an angel investor.
Yeah, he had a little bit in
But
on
yeah,
it. There
Jay,
were some other people.
you know his press conference where he like comes down the golden escalator to run for president. He did one of those to announce this card.
Man loves the spotlight.
So Trump owned a significant equity stake in Affliction Entertainment, which was straight up just the pay-per-views.
Who else was in there?
Yeah.
Does it say besides Trump?
Like no wonder
Paul
it
Matencio
never.
was the Affliction guy.
Yeah, he was the owner of
Weren't there a bunch
Affliction,
of like actors and stuff in there too?
Yeah, they had some shit going on like Endeavor does now with.
Was this another California dream project and it went to shit like everything does?
Like everything,
What?
like everything is certain person
With
does,
Affliction
and
in
goes belly
California?
up.
Yeah. I feel like California is the land of the entrepreneur, and then there's a lot of giddy people, and then all of us, obviously not every idea can work. So, yeah.
And you,
Silicon Valley land,
yeah, then you have tech to where they hand out money like it's fucking crackers, and idiots get millions of dollars, and their shit just fails, and they go on about making
It
some
doesn't matter. Yeah.
dumb shit,
Or companies get tens of $1 billion of valuation for a company that has zero chance to ever be.
Yep.
I mean, the WeWorks of the world. I mean,
How many numbskulls has fucking Google paid out to buy their shit over the past 15 years that nobody ever heard from again?
right?
So,
Yeah. I mean, what's
20-year-old millionaire sitting somewhere?
What's $50 or $100 million to a company like that?
Absolutely none.
It's like a parking ticket.
Yep.
Not even. It's like lunch money, and I get it. So Affliction was kind of one of these dream. It sounds like a dream project. But what was Affliction's? I've never seen an Affliction card, so.
Oh man.
shit.
Oh, really?
Dude, they had some good.
I mean, no, there was that
Right,
many.
so Affliction there was two of them only. So the first one was Affliction Band, which like the whole purpose behind Affliction is that they used to be one of the huge UFC sponsors. Like not all the fighters, like 75% of the fighters would walk out with they were basically part of the UFC brand at that point. And then they got banned because they started to come up with like more official uniforms, and it wasn't uniforms at that point, but there were like approved sponsors that you could have,
Right.
and they weren't on the list.
Didn't
So
want to pay whatever the UFC
go ahead,
wanted or
Wes.
something, right?
They also had like a really big deal at the time with Randy Couture, and Randy Couture had a major falling out with Dana, and that kind of like he was done with any Affliction around then. Like Brad said, the uniforms came later with all that.
Honestly, for what you're saying, I'm just reading between the lines, is that Dana didn't want to have anything. Him and Randy had a falling out, and Randy had a connection to Affliction, and that basically made them persona non grata.
I think that might have been a start of him getting all of them out of there, but that had a
would it really surprise you if that was the truth?
No, because that's Dana.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he does.
Sorry, Brad.
That's all right, but yeah, they ended up bringing over Fedor and really built a promotion about being like, no, we've got the best fighter in the world. Because this was Fedor's first stuff after Pride. This was before like Verdum and Bigfoot Silva and all that. So Fedor was still the guy at heavyweight, and
for the
his
Whammo
first
belt.
fight for Affliction.
Yeah, we were supposed to get Fedor and Randy eventually with this whole thing was kind of what they were putting together.
We got him in a video game. We didn't get him in real life.
Yep.
So Affliction used a ring, not a cage. It looks like, and the rules are the same as UFC's, but it's just in a ring.
Yep.
I think they had elbows, didn't
Yep.
they? Yeah, they had
Yeah,
elbows.
they did. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
basically the same thing as UFC, just in a ring.
There's no stomps.
Yeah,
it's
they had to
unified
go
rules.
by the athletic commission rules in
Yeah.
Vegas anyway. So yeah,
So who is like their commissioner? Do they have one? Who's their mouthpiece?
Was Thomas Dencio or whatever his fucking name was? That was kind of the head. Like he was. He seemed to be running it.
and they was the they also went and did a deal with Fedor, and like that was Fedor's whole thing about never getting to the UFC is like his management and promotion wanted co-promotion on anything he did with the UFC, and they of course they refused. They were like, Affliction gave him co-promotion, some top dollar and shit, and like Brad said, it was still Fedor at pretty much his top.
Yeah, so everything on here you'll see M1 in addition to Affliction.
Because of Fedor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And they usually put some
And I
M1
think
fighters on the card.
Before we started watching is Baby Fedor getting beat by Buentello.
Sadelnikov.
So we're starting out in the
Where are we going?
I guess not the middle, but I guess close to the middle of this event card.
Are we starting at Sokoju or are we starting the one before that?
Yeah,
Sokoju.
we're starting at Sokoju.
Yeah,
Right.
Sokoju.
So what happened before these? What happened before the Sokoju fight with Sobral? But what are we not?
This was actually like a pretty good card. Jay, I'm not sure if you ever remember. What are we not getting? Little Nog against Vladimir Matyushenko.
Yeah.
Oh, the janitor.
Kevin Lee.
I feel like my
Kevin
internet's
Lee
crapping
thing?
out here.
Oh,
Dan
Bobby.
Lazon and Bobby Green. LC Davis
Bobby
was
Green,
on here. Bunch of guys.
Okay. All right. So there's a few fights, and then we're starting off with the Renato Sobral and
Bobby
Sokoju.
Green.
Big Bobby Green.
Man, you racist.
Okay. So Nushawn, the timestamp to start is 106:30 on the.
Yeah, an hour and 6 minutes in.
So if you're watching on
30.
This is on Fight Pass, right? And you could watch there. Yep.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we tweeted out the link for Fight Pass. So yeah, just an hour and 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right, Nushawn, just queue up when you want us to turn a few down.
Everybody ready to go?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
All right. Some say Sokoju.
Wait, is Sean Wheelock?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Wheelock.
I forgot about Wheelock. Oh fuck.
Wes, you know what was great? I think Wheelock used to be a soccer announcer. I think he might have done like Kansas City Wizard, like the Kansas City team. But I think he's from Kansas City. Yeah,
Damn, yeah, I didn't know it.
I think so.
I just realized what moments in MMA history we're about to see.
I don't.
I'll give you one hint. Tito's doing the post-fight interview.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got good stuff on here, man.
Yeah.
So, Brad, tell us a little about Sokoju. I feel like he's like a kind of like a myth. I don't know.
Yes. So if you weren't watching at a very specific time in MMA, then it's tough to know a lot about Sokoju because he was pretty much came on the scene like pretty much nothing you'd ever seen before, and then he was gone real quick. I know that in his background was in judo. He was like I want to say African Open judo champion or US Open judo champion or something like that. And then he came in as a training partner with Dan Henderson. And yeah, he ended up having a fight against Glover Teixeira early in his career in like the WEC and lost that. But just a super athletic guy. And he came into Pride right after the Glover fight and knocked out Little Nog as the biggest underdog in MMA history.
How did he get that fight, Brad?
Knocked out Arona too, which was
well, it was Pride 33, so Henderson was basically the main event. So they were just trying to get guys to fill the card in the US.
Oh, they just couldn't find guys to fight? Because, I mean, he wasn't very good. So. I mean, Lil Nog was pretty fucking good at the time. Like, he was a 2-1 fighter. Was, that's crazy.
Top 10 in the world at the time. And I they might have had some visa issues or injury issues or stuff like that. Just because most of the guys that they might have had him fight would be coming over from Japan or around the world.
Right.
Who the fuck
was Sokoju the first African fighter to really kind of have a little bit of notoriety in MMA?
Probably.
Maybe that was part of the allure.
I mean,
well, the allure was that he was just like
plus 1350 winning. Yeah, he's just insanely.
And then by knocking out Ricardo Arona as well.
Yeah,
after that, like
he knocked out two of the biggest guys. Yeah, he knocked out two of the biggest guys in the weight class over in Pride back to back. And the Arona knockout was just like, holy fuck.
I remember listening to podcasts back when that happened, and some guy described it as the uppercut from hell, the one that he knocked Arona out with.
Yeah. I mean, it still showed on highlights here and there. If you see KO highlights and shit, like it's that good.
It's kind of shitty that he had to fight Machida in his very first UFC fight. It's kind of a brutal.
But like he was on that level. That's
what
how highly he was regarded.
See, like I was at that card. I watched that fight, and like I didn't know. Like, did they really highlight the background of Shokoju going into that fight? I can't remember because like I knew he had some hype, but not obviously what he should have had, beating Lil Nog and Arona back to back.
Yeah, they didn't do a lot because there wasn't all that much on him. By the time he came into the UFC, he only had like 4 or 5 fights, something like that.
Like 4-1
so there wasn't a lot. It was just like, here's this dude. He knocked out these 2 really good fighters really quickly and looks super athletic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who he was.
Is everybody wearing the same exact Affliction shirt?
There's a home and away, Jay. It's a home and away Affliction shirt.
I mean, they're all brown and sparkly. I mean, you would think they would have like white ones or brown ones or blue ones. Like I don't know what's going on.
You weren't about that life, Jay.
I'm not from the West Coast. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, no. Man, there was so many people wearing that shit back in the day.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I admittedly had
different errors. There's different errors. Things get.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time when like people wore jeans, like
the Affliction, the one Affliction
super loose, and they're super tight again.
The one Affliction shirt that I bought though was really fucking. It was pretty awesome. It wasn't no skulls and shit like that. It was a fucking awesome shirt. But
was that later on when they toned it down, or was it just?
It was more of like it's hard to describe. It was almost like a painting looking of like some, I don't know, it's hard to describe. It wasn't a bunch of skulls and sparkly shit though. I actually got it at a Macy's. It was pretty good shirt, but yeah, most of the shit is skulls and sequence and shit.
Who's this announcer? Has he done other shit?
I can't
sing.
Yeah, I haven't seen him yet.
This is the guy that did Bellator.
He does Bellator.
Michael the Voice Williams or something.
Oh,
Michael something Williams.
I heard the voice. I noticed the voice. I couldn't.
That's Hendo. He's baby faces.
I like this guy back in the day. He wasn't bad.
Yeah.
He keeps it
better than Buffer.
I think he still does pretty good now. He's not
better
bad.
than Buffer, man. I'm tired of Buffer.
Nah, just give Joe the show and everybody.
Yeah, we've been saying that for years.
Man, Babalu that dude fought so many fucking guys, man.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he only lost to like elite guys.
Yeah, the top dudes, man. He was a tough fucking out, man.
Was Wes talking about how Babalu was like super underrated?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he only lost to like elite guys until the end.
Yeah, until he was fucking applesauce brain.
But,
yeah.
By the way, Labatt.
Then he started like dropping to weird catch weight fights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Got fat as shit. Like,
Man, that is an ugly ring.
Shit at the end.
That is an ugly looking ring.
Feels like all these other shows we watch, they like do this for every fight instead of in the UFC. They only do it for the co-main and the main usually.
Oh, you mean that the fighters go to the middle?
Yeah, I mean, in Pride, everybody stared down pretty much, I believe.
In boxing, doesn't every fight go to the middle too? I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, I feel like that's probably the thing they should do.
Everybody likes a stare down.
Not even that. Just let the ref kind of establish his presence. And
our boy Kaposa tweeted out that damn the Vanderlei and Crow Cop fight, man. The catchweight fight that they fought, their stare down might be one of the best ever. It's just absolutely ridiculous. That's a hell of a fight too. Us talking about Vanderlei a couple of weeks ago, like watch him fight Crow Cop, you'll be like, man, that dude's just made us something different than everybody else.
They fought twice, didn't they?
Yeah, I think he got stopped by Crow Cop one time and then fought him to a draw. Yeah,
the draw was the first one.
No, they fought him one of those like special rules fights.
Yeah. Yeah, it had to almost be strictly kickboxing almost because they touched the bottom rope or something like that, they automatically stood them up and shit like that.
Oh,
it's a sweet fucking rule set.
Yeah, for Crow Cop when he outweighs a dude by 30 pounds and he's
You're not allowed to do that, right? He has his arm wrapped around the rope.
I don't think you're supposed to. Not like John McCarthy can.
Like he's not calling that.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
illegal,
think he can. Oh yeah, hell yeah, it's illegal. I don't think he can see it. Yeah, he can now.
Oh, now he's
like,
long enough.
He said, "Is your arm to the rope?" Yeah.
Plus, why do they have those things on the ropes, like those vertical? What is the point of that?
So that's to hold them together so
you don't fall through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ropes can open up and you're easier to fall through.
Get
them.
Launched out, especially
I feel like you can still
and
fall
shit.
through. Oh, I guess it'll be a little harder here.
You can't like jump through the ropes like you just did either.
I do like the color scheme of the Affliction, the red and the black. It's sharp.
Brad, is the ring better than the cage?
I like it better.
Brad likes the ring.
I think that it obviously has its faults, but the fact that it allows people or doesn't allow people to stand up the same way the cage does, I think makes fights a little more interesting.
I would prefer a clear cage than a black chain link fence cage.
So would grapplers not like excel more in a ring then?
That you could bounce.
It depends. Like there are so many different styles because we really haven't seen high level MMA in a ring in the last decade.
Right.
There's a couple fights here and there, but everything at the top level has been in a cage, regardless of the promotion. So
yeah, that's true.
Guys would always adapt, but like I think.
Oh, good elbow.
Dang,
the ring stops you from running as much too.
Oh, that was pretty good.
If you know how to get your range and cut guys off.
Look, just got pretty good takedown defense at least. It looks like to me.
Yeah, he had really good takedown.
Fucking judo.
There's that
judo background.
Oh,
yeah.
It seemed like it regressed, man. Like it seemed like Sokaju's like takedown defense just like.
Well, it regressed every minute into the fight he got.
Yeah, yeah.
It started out as like a 17 out of 10, and then by the 4th minute, it was like an 8. And by the 7th minute, it was a 2.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I just had this thought. Did you guys hear?
What's your timestamp, guys?
Cutting down to two weight classes for a fight coming up.
I'm at about 1 minute left in the round, Brad.
Okay, I'm a couple seconds ahead.
What'd you say, Jay?
I heard Northcutt Sage is coming back to fight, but he's dropping 2 weight classes to fight. So is he coming down to featherweight?
No, he's going to 155, but because over in one they don't cut weight, he's a welterweight, but he's a 185, right? Or did they just call it middleweight?
That's middleweight. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but nobody cuts weight, right? So was Askren a middleweight champion then at the end? Do they still call it a welterweight even though it's 185?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember. But yeah, so he's not really dropping 2 weight classes. I guess
I see him now, and he's in the crowd. Who's he with?
Who's that?
Trump.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Chuck Zito.
Yeah. Oh, Chuck Zito.
Chuck Zito's in the white, right?
Yeah.
Right beside Scott Farrell.
The Affliction owner and the black.
Yeah, there's Chuck Zito.
Pretty sure there's Frank here,
there's Frank and Joe Silva. Look,
yeah,
Joe Silva doing undercover work and shit.
Yeah, what kind of shit is that?
Is he next to Zito?
They banned him and he's still showing up. He wants tickets. What a traitor.
No, I'd want to watch this at the time. Like I did.
Watch what?
His pay-per-view. Joe Silva's a fight fan. He's going to want to watch this shit.
It's true, but I feel like they would have banned people from UFC because they got
what
fucking
Joe Silver's up to these
there.
days? Like, does he have a plan to do something in MMA moving forward, or combat, or is he just gonna chill out? I mean, I guess he could just chill.
I think he probably made a good amount of money, so he can probably just chill.
Yeah.
If that's what he wants.
All Joe Silva's waiting for is fucking Lorenzo to swoop back in and bat back for about 2 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
Put him back in charge.
Get rid of dumb Dana, and then we're good.
That'll never happen, though.
It's
and
fucking
Dana can stay in
crazy.
charge as long as the Fertitas are in charge because they know how to actually rein him
Yeah,
in.
they run his shit. They don't let him go wild.
Well, and all the big fighters finally figured out they can go talk to Lorenzo. Like, there's no going and talking to fucking Ari Emanuel. That ain't happening. You know.
What the real money talkers talk?
Maybe I don't know the way Connor talked. He did. I seriously wouldn't doubt that. That Connor's like, fuck you, Dana.
Well, Jones did the same thing.
We did with Lorenzo and shit for sure.
Yeah.
So as you can see, Sokachu's gassing like a motherfucker, like he always did, right?
Yep. Pretty much.
was solid in that. He for sure won that first round, and
Did you see that?
he hit a fucking wall. And now we'll see what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
this is what happened to show. This was Sokachu's whole entire career.
That's a shame.
Get you in the first round, or I'm gonna gas out and you're gonna beat me.
I mean,
he was pretty even with Machida in the first round, and then Machida just took over in the second round.
Yeah.
You never really know what you got in a fighter until you've seen them fight all 3 rounds, and if they could take a punch. No matter how skilled they are, if you don't have those 2 aspects,
cardio and a chin, you could be the baddest motherfucker on the planet. You got to have those 2 things.
Yeah, those are requirements.
Oh yeah, that's building blocks.
Man, so could you beat Blachowicz, eh?
Oh, those are pretty good.
That's surprising.
Yep.
Blachowicz,
I think that was like a corner stoppage or something over in KSW. Yeah.
Oh,
so somebody got more tired than so could you.
So gassed.
But he can't even get up.
Man, he did have a big win.
Oh.
He's rolling.
Like, dude, how does he do judo if his gas tank's like that?
Because he probably first throw breaks most motherfuckers in half.
Competitive judo is really defensive.
Really?
Like, you've got a couple big explosions, but it's not as active or as tiring as wrestling is.
I mean, Hector Lombard.
That's why he was good.
I'm sure somebody that actually knows judo is going to shit all over me for saying that, but
I mean that was common. Look how good Hector Lombard was at judo, and he had no gas tank.
Yeah, but he also could kill
a lot of couple power moves, and
So could you?
Yeah, it's true. But
yeah, one of the greatest MMA what ifs was there's this. I'm not sure if he still competes in judo, but this French dude, he was 6'8", he was basically LeBron's size, and built like LeBron, and he was.
And taps.
What was that? Looks like a Von Flue choke.
No, it wasn't Von Flue. It was a Darce choke.
It was an Anaconda or a Bravo or something like that.
Yeah.
Darce.
That was done way too easily. So could you want it out?
Well, he was so tired. This is what he did, though.
A lot of Trump here again.
He's so tired.
Mm-hmm.
So Garrett, like his best win after those two in Pride was like Jan Blachowicz in 2011.
It's a pretty good win.
He beat nobody's.
Oh, there's
Bob Sapp.
Nakamura was like a decent win at the time, but that was also like an injury.
He just parked up.
What did I do?
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, there's Melania like 13 years ago." Oh,
I've seen worse.
Sokoudjou did beat the only guy to beat John Jones, though, so that's a pretty big win too.
That's right.
And I miss
gotta love that Benator.
I missed the Brazilian MMA pinnacle. Those were good days. The Brazilian fighters were just a different breed, I thought.
I feel like that's not a very good choke.
Why the hell did Sokoudjou and Karatana fight in 2017?
Like, aren't you supposed to be on the bicep?
Oh, did he need to be?
So
like he did not want it. And then I guess he rolls them, but
yeah, he doesn't even make it to
Sokoudjou had already decided he was going to tap
I guess I'll roll.
It didn't matter. He knew he had.
He decided he was going to tap. Like,
look at that was
on his forearm.
That's on his forearm. That should not be a tap.
No.
Sokoudjou wanted out.
This is 2009, Sean. They like fuck this. I'm out of here.
So Sokoudjou was a plus 140 underdog. Babalu was
he's still sitting on the stool. He's so tired. He's been there for 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So hard he gasses, man.
Exactly.
He goes on Eve real quick, and then
look, Dan's like, I'll knock you out right now, motherfucker.
What is that? A 32-year-old Dan Henderson right there?
Nah, he's older. He's probably older than that.
32.
At that time,
probably in his 40s already.
In Strikeforce here?
Oh, Babalu's like 30, 33 here or something.
31, I think this.
This would have been pretty close to when Henderson was fighting like Anderson. I think.
Right. Yeah, right around the time he moved over to the UFC.
Oh, he fought the Bisping?
Because he fought Anderson in March 2008. So it would have been a little after that. But this would have been before Bisping.
What did I say? What day? When was this? This was 2008. Oh, sorry. This was 2009.
This was 2009. Yeah.
So in 2009, he just beat Rich Franklin.
When was Henderson born? In like 1932 or something?
He's like 45 or something, man. 45 or 46, somewhere around there.
Dan Henderson?
No, he was born in 1970, so he would have been 39, like turning 39 this year.
That's fucking crazy.
He's born in 1970.
Already old as shit.
Dan Henderson's not 39.
He's like fit. No, he's 50 now.
Yeah, he's 49. He was
49.
I'm saying when this took place, when this card took place.
Oh, yeah, he was 39 then.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so this fight happened, and then like a couple months later, he destroyed Bisping.
It's insane.
That's when this happened.
Until 2016.
That was July of this year. Like,
oh, here it is. Yeah. Here it is. This might be the best part of the entire card.
He fought when he was 46. I mean, holy cow. He fought a title fight.
You got to listen to these Tito fucking interviews.
Oh, Jesus.
What do you think about the future of the future opponents? Let me tell you what you were seeing right here.
What's going on with Tito?
Tito is so bad. You got to, if you haven't watched these for his interviews, you got to fucking listen to that shit. They are amazing. He's calling out fights when he's fucking interviewing the fighter. He's
one of the greatest light heavyweights of the night.
On the night
interview he did Ronaldo Babalu and Ronaldo Babalu.
Oh my god! Yeah, he's the third Ronaldo Babalu.
Jesus Christ!
Didn't Tito
those Tito interviews
for another promotion?
Third Ronaldo. Oh my god.
Oh, is this the M1 guy? What's the deal here?
Yeah.
This motherfucking Tito found the
I
third.
don't remember this guy. I remember.
I'm not
Is that
listening to this shit.
Finkelstein? Vadim?
On the left?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vadim's on the left. I don't know who the fuck the guy on the right is.
Finkelstein.
Should I know
The
who
the guy on the right is the money.
Oh, okay.
The guy on the left is like Fedor's manager.
Yeah, it's Fedor's manager, right?
That's
guy-
Fedor's guy. Yeah.
The guy on the right is the money.
That's Putin's boy. Putin and Trump's boy.
Yeah, that dude's seen some people killed. You can almost guarantee that shit.
The guy on the left is a mad scientist with that open shirt. Oh, you can tell.
Is M1 still a thing?
He looks like Andy Serkis.
Yeah, I think they still do some cards.
Well, they did.
Yeah, they still have a decent little business in Russia.
I know.
Are they the ones who fight on the mountain in Dagestan, or is that someone else?
That other Russian promotion got a little bigger than them, though.
No, M1 hasn't had a card.
The
since
Absolute Championship
2018.
one.
What's I think that is when it spawned in from M1, I believe. ACB.
Yeah,
Which one's the
ACB.
one? Which is maybe ACB is the one who fought on the mountain in Dagestan? The arena that's like an amphitheater that's built.
I think that was.
I think that was still that one.
Yeah, I think that might have been them, Jay. ACB's good, man. They got
them
some.
and
Yeah, it's easy. You just pull random dudes off the street from from Dagestan, and they're all like fairly competent.
Why did they do this interview? This is fucking horrific. Was this was this part of the fucking
Yeah, it's
deal?
terrible.
What's going on here?
Yeah, they pay money and they
Part of
get
this
to
deal, I
be
give
on
you guys a bunch of money. You have to interview me.
All right, so while they're doing this bullshit, we'll go to like what's coming up next. Next fight coming up is going to be Vitor taking on Matt Lindland.
Oh,
So
This is great.
this is like a murder, pretty much. This is when we're talking about like this is getting into peak TRT.
If you want to know what a dead body looks like when you hook up like an open electrical wire to it, you're about to see it. It's pretty good.
So this is right before Vitor came into the UFC.
He came back to the UFC.
This is peak. This is him when he farts. It's green gas and shit. It's like peak magma.
Just gas to the max.
Can they get these idiots off the screen? We don't care about the founding of M1. Stop it.
And what was the deal with Matt Lindland at this time? He was already a journeyman at this time, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he was already well past his prime, but like early 2000s, Lindland was one of the best wrestlers in MMA, and
it was
like
he
boring to watch. And there was always like the stories that he wouldn't shower for like 2 weeks before a fight, so he would stink to his opponent. But like the UFC's middleweight division was a wasteland, and he was the only guy that was like a consistent dude for like 5 years there.
He could literally body lock anybody and slam them on their neck, and then just lay on them. So it was
WAMA heavyweight title. What does WAMA stand for?
That's the title, bro. That is the belt.
Unified
world
title.
Come on.
Is that the lineal or whatever they call it?
Yeah, those UFC belts are like the United States of North America something title. This is the world championship.
World Alliance of Mixed Martial Arts, baby.
Is the Honda Center basically like a
more prestigious belt?
What's that, Jay?
Is the Honda Center like on the Mount Rushmore of MMA venues?
It's pretty solid, man. There's some wild shit.
A lot of West Coast shit, man. There's so many Strike Force cards out there and shit.
There's been some big
yeah.
So Matt Lindland, 2 fights before this, he fought Fedor. He's a fucking middleweight, and he fought Fedor for Bodog fights.
Yep.
Ooh,
Island when there was a casino that fucking ran fights.
Lindland's been around, man. That guy, he's from way back, dude. That whole team, man, when they had Randy and Lindland and Dan Henderson, those guys were tough, man. They fought everywhere too.
Had a Temecula.
Fucking Bodog fights. When did he fight?
Lindland has the longest shorts I've ever seen of any MMA fighter.
Those are board shorts.
What the fuck's he doing?
He's going skateboarding, bro.
Or surfing.
The what? The law.
The
right?
law.
The law.
Yeah.
The law. What a nickname.
Why was he the law, Wes?
Why not? He was. Look at him.
He's diming on somebody.
He's an Olympic silver medalist. And
No drugs around here except those fucking those supplements y'all like to sell from the back of the truck.
Oh yeah.
In honor of the Kentuckian, I busted out some shine.
Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. I got a buddy that makes some absolutely just such good stuff, man. About 10 different flavors. Uses real fruit in some of them. Yeah, really good stuff.
Who's that behind Lindland's with the hair way
That
up?
should be the next thing. The craft breweries, the craft distilleries. Some of them do like amazing shit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's
Sorry, Jay, what was that?
You got to check out the guy standing behind Lindland's and the girl. It's I don't know what's happening.
Ed Henderson?
check out.
No, the dude back there with the hair.
Oh, that dude is dope. Look at his hair.
Yeah, no, that guy. He's in a band, man. That's
Is that a guy from?
That's like a dude from Slipknot or something.
No, I think that's the guy from fucking. God damn it! What's the name of that?
System of a Down, maybe?
No, it's not System of a Down. God damn it! I can't remember. They were a popular band though.
Korn? No.
Sing it for me, Wes.
I want to say is that
Rage Against the Machine?
Mate, is that a Limp Bizkit bass player guy?
Ooh, it might be.
At that time?
Yeah, it's right around. It's one of those kind of growing or type alternative bands. God damn, I can't remember.
I think Fred Durst is doing like a movie directing now or something.
He's definitely in a fucking like alternative punk rock band.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Oh yeah, he killed Terry Martin too. Man, Terry Martin got killed in some of the worst ways.
Look,
he had flashbacks to James Irvin right there.
He loved getting that guy loved getting highlight reel fucking knee KO, didn't he? God damn.
Vitor was my first fighter I liked when I watched UFC back in the late 90s and then forgot about it for 10 years.
Megadeth performed at the first Affliction.
Yeah, live.
Maybe it's a Megadeth.
They had like a big stage in the back, dude, and they just kind of played between fights and shit.
Where was that first card? Was that at the Honda Center too?
Yeah. Yeah, they were both at the Honda Center.
Easier to get from Russia to the United States via the West Coast. I
guess so.
Fuck was the name of that guy? See, that shit's gonna fucking irk me.
Oh, shit's gonna bug us.
Oh yeah, there's a real fighter there.
God, I wouldn't even know. Fuck that. I'm not even gonna waste my time. Dude with fucked up beard and fucking and mid 2000s grunge band. It's gonna be like 70 fucking dudes.
Yeah, you're not figuring that one out, Wes.
No.
There's no chance.
Was this in like Anaheim? Yeah, it was in Anaheim.
Yeah, it was at the Home Center.
Was that the pond?
Yeah.
We were talking about
the pond
being of MMA venues, Brad.
Yeah, it was a good one.
They had a ton.
It was weird though. There was that like period in the mid-aughts where California didn't have it sanctioned, and then it was a big deal when it finally opened back up, and that was really like part of the MMA boom.
You mean they couldn't do fights there for a couple of years?
They could do them, but they would be in places like Tachi
Casino,
and
right?
like on reserves and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, where they had
their
own.
is not veined out yet here, so.
Oh, this is when he was.
Well, he didn't really need to cut weight for this fight. Yeah. Don't worry, he was working his way into it.
TRT tour.
Yep.
This guy was a berserker.
Yeah. What did?
There might have been no faster starter in MMA history than this guy.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, for the most part, he gave it what he
It's a
had.
legend, man. It's a legend.
Vitor didn't have a lot of boring fights, no matter how they turned.
He also fought competitively at very high levels for almost as long as any other fighter in the history of the sport. Him and Dan Henderson.
Steroids will do that, and fucking unreal genes.
Well, he also started super early. Yeah.
No, that was a different guy, Jay. That was Victor Gracie. Different dude.
Oh, what's up?
Oh yeah, this guy.
Is Wes still trying to figure out the band? He's
Bellator
Bellator,
guy.
Michael Williams.
Yeah, it's definitely the Bellator guy. Him and Wheelock.
Wes is trying to figure out the band still.
Is he? I thought he bailed.
I don't know. He keeps coming on over there.
Literally, this is the guy you're gonna have refereeing the fight. That guy can barely move. This is a Vitor Belfort fight. Come on, this is a joke.
I'm amazed that 2/3 of Matt Lindland's wins were by finish.
And 6 of them by knockout.
Must have been early on.
He must have beat up some total losers.
Yeah, it was like, please stop punching me in the face and laying on me TKOs instead of actual TKOs.
I gotta read that. What is Lebanon's short sponsor? Lighter-something.com?
I don't know.
I gotta look.
No, I have no idea.
Oh, is that Ray Seppo?
There's definitely a plethora of sponsors. It is.
Ray Seppo is jacked.
Do you know that Matt Lindland's last?
I think originally some of the MMA card.
It's over the King.
Oh,
Damn, what the fuck is that guy?
you can't be mad at that though. Can't be mad.
Wes is still looking it up.
Wes is fucking out of his mind, man.
I gotta see Lindland.
Let's watch some violence.
What is that sponsor?
Electricity, baby.
Yeah, this is
What'd you say, Wes?
Electricity.
Yeah. What? No, what?
Band's name?
No. That's what's about to happen. Dead body.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one doesn't take long. I think that's voice in the crowd.
Yep.
Wasn't there like Nick Cage and shit at these shows and all sorts of like wacky ass celebrities?
Is that
fighterwarehouse.com? Maybe that's what it is.
Is that ring the same size as a boxer?
Oh yeah, that was a pretty big one.
That looks huge.
Yeah, because originally this was supposed to have boxing matches on the card too. It was supposed to be like with Affliction and Golden Boy.
Oh yeah, but then Golden Boy pulled out or something.
Lonnie just told Trump to shut up. I'm trying to watch the fights.
And Ivanka's trying to give him a handy.
Right on the chin.
Watch the leg.
And then
Watch the
just
leg.
dead.
Watch the
He
legs.
is flat.
Watch
Put
the
him in a
legs.
coffin. Put him in a coffin, man. He's ready to go.
Look at the leg.
He's got a
Man, Lindland had some rough knockouts at the end of his career. Like the Robbie one was bad, I think. Yeah.
They stuck a cord to that motherfucker's asshole, I'm telling you. Look at him. Look, he's still not up. Look at him.
Yo, he's on autopilot.
Yeah,
That's
he's still not up.
Bad.
Yeah, I think it took him a while to get him. Look at that.
What are the odds on this? Because this happened.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that, dog. That's bad.
That's. Are they going to show us a replay instead of seeing a fucking dead body? Jesus Christ.
That dude's putting his arm up over his head and shit.
Not good in the Affliction shirt.
They show the replay.
Look, he's still trying.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. So Vitor was a plus 145 in this fight.
Wow.
And he was basically plus 160 until right before the fight.
He is still not up. He's up, but he's not awake. He's fucking
money.
Look.
You're talking about a 40-year-old dude.
What is that?
He's trying to take him down. He's still trying to grab the leg.
The guy's cranking us. Like they should get the fucking board out, man.
It's like a minute later, and he's still trying to go for a single leg.
Get the board out and take him off.
the Playboy model.
Oh yeah, she was like a reality TV star in
Yeah, they were on.
Brazil or
They
something,
were on
wasn't
Big
it?
Brother Brazil.
Was it
You know? Big Brother Brazil.
Yeah.
And then they met there. She was like a fitness
Yep.
Playboy model.
What's up, Ray Sefo and Robert Drysdale?
Crazy life.
fucking dog.
Yeah, he's probably training at Extreme Couture.
Yo, he's face down, ass up. What's going on here? That's fucking. What are they doing?
Jeez.
Like, this commission is fucking making this so much
Dan's
worse.
gonna get in there and like suplex him.
He won't stay down, dude. He's like trying
No.
to.
They need to
Yeah,
get,
but get some commissioners that'll fucking.
No, he's trying to go into this guy still. He's still
Like, what is this? He's holding his neck. See,
They're trying to put a neck brace on him, and he's just like,
Joe.
Look,
oh my goodness.
This dude is. Henderson's trying to talk to him. He's fucking gone.
man, that's one of the worst ones you'll ever see right there.
That's
man.
one of the worst ones ever.
But and it's
Yeah.
also like him, like you can see guys get
Look,
really
he's
hurt. But
fine.
usually they stay down. This guy's trying to like fucking get up and stuff like that, taking down commission members and stuff. Like,
What'd that take about 3 minutes or so at least for him to finally come to and start sitting down? They're trying to hold his neck the whole time.
I can't believe we haven't got a replay. If this was UFC, we'd be already getting a replay.
No, they've already showed a train wreck.
He's still arguing with Henderson.
Yeah, did he just say I'm fine? Like, nah, bro.
Yeah, put me out
Yeah.
for the second round. Let's go. My God,
Look,
that's
it's
a bad one, man.
that guy's not gonna be able to fucking chew his food by himself when he's fucking 50.
That is a
He probably
bad
already
one.
isn't, man. He likes liquid.
At least he took 10 months off after this, because that's a fucking bad one.
Should have taken 10 years off.
Jesus.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't have come back after this one.
Well, I guess it couldn't get any worse.
Look, after all that, he's trying to argue like, I don't need this on. I'm gonna get up myself and shit. And they're like, no, you're fucking not. His paramedic is like, no. They're still having to hold this.
Like, what the fuck? He won't go on. Like, what? He's too proud to go on the fucking board, or what?
Yep.
I've never seen a fighter
man.
sitting up this long without just like still arguing with him about it. Never seen
Look,
that.
he's fucking refusing and shit. Like, dude, you were literally
That's
trying
fucking
to.
brutal, man. Sit the fuck back. You could have a
So
broken
they need to
neck,
play
you
the replay
dumbass.
so that he'll see it and see his leg twitching and be like, all right, you can take me.
Yeah,
Where's Hendo? Hendo, do something.
that knockout right there.
Yo,
dude,
they're taking like what the fuck? They just he was
Yeah, I
able
guess
to
you're on
convince
the right.
him. Like, this is fucking stupid.
that
That guy could have gotten so much
knockout's
trouble.
Like, it's always gonna be way up there, man. Just for memorable because of that fucking that shit. The leg
Oh, yeah.
shaking, just the whole sequence of events is like. It's got to rank way up there as one of the most memorable knockouts.
Matt
Could
Lindland
somebody
is a
explain
moron.
what the
Yeah,
top
for a
the
knockout
top-
that wasn't actually that good, like the aftermath of it is ridiculous.
Yep.
I know. That's why I want to see the finish.
What is a cop telling Lindland about? Like, what could he possibly?
I don't know. That was stupid, though. I can't believe they let him get up.
That's
Why is the cop-
That's any other sport, and you're fucking on that fucking board. That guy could have gotten a lot of
I
shit.
can't believe that he was the favorite in this fight.
That's crazy.
Jeez.
Man. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
But like,
Look, Lindland landed a strike.
Vitor landed 6 to the head. And that was it.
like,
Wow.
why was Vitor an underdog?
Yeah, the first one that knocked him down in 5.
Vitor had that. This is around
What?
time. He had a bunch of shit going on, man. He
Oh,
has
okay.
a lot of shit going on.
He
I
always
mean,
had a bunch of shit going
Yeah,
on.
oh,
It was
yeah.
like that guy's life was just
Yo, we're gonna see what's his fucking
he's still only
highlights or what?
43.
That's crazy, man.
Who? Vitor?
He's
Are
making
they
a
saving it
comeback.
for the post-fight interview?
He's fighting
Man,
another
Vitor
45-year-old.
like 97.
Yeah, yeah. He's an OG, man. He's from way back. I think what his first fight was like 19 or something like that. He was like
Was-
19 in the UFC.
Yeah,
UFC 10.
it was like UFC 12 or something.
Yeah, UFC
like
12
that.
was his second
He
fight.
came out and just absolutely destroyed people in the tournaments,
Didn't he fight Vanderlei very
and then
early
came out
on? destroyed him.
He blitzed Vanderlei and fucked him up.
Across the cage. That was ridiculous at the time.
What sucks is like that fight right there probably set Vanderlei on just a totally different path outside of the UFC. Just that one loss.
That was a good counter. Holy
this
I need a fucking different view.
Oh, there was
man. I want a different view.
There you go, stiff. And they immediately start, toes curled.
He's already, yeah.
That leg is jumping. Boy, his hands are back up like that and shit. Ah.
I mean, Vitor's fought some. Yeah,
damn,
I remember when he beat Scott
right
there.
He hit him, yeah.
Joe Charles.
Oh, that one was bad. That second last one was bad. That shut the lights out.
Yep, right on the jaw. That was the Twitch one.
Holy shit.
And he got hit in the temple right there, like right.
Oh yeah, that knocked him silly. Temple. And then the second last one knocked
him
clean out. That one.
Yep.
Oh.
He goes immediately stiff after that one. That was fucking wild. What a counter.
Bang. He ate that actually. Like that was the only one he landed.
Just ate
it, but Lindland doesn't have the power. Like
that shit. Oh, my
God. Man.
Look at his hand. His hands curled up like he's fucking curling bar or some shit.
I had no idea Oleg Tektarov was
like Sean.
Then he I said he went full Sean Shirt T-Rex. Oh, here we go.
Why are they booing?
Freaking idiots.
They're probably booing Tito.
He is so bad.
Tito was trying to fight anybody that had a name that would fight him at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every couple words he says, you just start cringing. Like every 2 or 3 words, it's like, oh fuck.
When he talks, you actually have to think about what he's saying because it's such a fucking mess.
Not because he's a deep thinker, because he's such a fucking mess.
Oh my God! Just
what is there a walkthrough?
Marble mouth, man.
Walk through. Tell me exactly what you see with this. Bang, bang.
Vitor can find the spot right away, ladies.
There are 4 shots to the face on the ground. It was over.
Thank God for allowing me to kill this poor white boy. Oh, that leg is just ridiculous.
Awesome 105-pounder.
Jesus, that second shot on the
he just
vicious.
Middleweight in the world at this point. That can't be right.
What?
Oh yeah,
is that
remember Inland a couple fights?
Who is it? That's Sean Tompkins, ain't it?
Yeah, I talked about that Fedor fight.
Yeah, if he was Extreme Couture, it would have been all those guys.
Yeah, there's Drysdale and Cepho.
Yeah.
Robert Drysdale?
I think there was supposed to be Hominick was supposed to be on this card too.
He was supposed to be, but then it fell through.
Is Drysdale still fighting?
I doubt it.
Nah, I think he just
no.
Go back to jiu-jitsu. You don't get punched in the head.
Does jiu-jitsu and coaches, yeah. Makes more money and doesn't get punched in the head.
Yep.
He's only 38. Let's take a look.
He last fought in 2016.
Oh, Joshua
Ryan Spann.
God, Gilbert Ivel was just a fucking maniac, man.
He's a piece of shit, wasn't he?
Yeah.
If you don't know about
he was dirty.
Ivel,
he was.
I feel like Capoza has some videos of Gilbert Ivel, like on his whatever list or fucking I don't know what you call this shit, you youngins. But yeah, there's some wild Gilbert Ivel disqualifications and knockouts and stories from hotels and like him trying to stab dudes and shit. Like that dude,
legit.
He was unhinged.
Yep, legit fucked up.
Yeah,
maniac.
Like that dude probably undiagnosed as a bipolar because sometimes he'd be so happy too.
Yeah, he got disqualified for biting an opponent in 1998. He raked old Don Fry's eyes in a 2001 match.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Fuck, what else? He did some fucking wild shit all through the years, I remember.
Derek said on that last fight, early stoppage, in my opinion. Like the dude was still trying to grab a leg, dog. Like shit, that's early stoppage.
Mazzucatti would have let it go. So what's Josh Barnett's story at this point?
Sport killer. Company killer.
Not at this point. Give that a couple months.
This is before he was a sport killer.
Company killer.
I mean, at that point, he had tried to kill the UFC's heavyweight division, so
yep. That man,
he's got that going for him.
He's been destroying companies for years. Just did it again. He just fucking did it with Bellator. He's trying.
Yeah, he came up and was like a really, really impressive young heavyweight. I think he lost early on. Oh, he lost to Pedro Hizo. What was actually an awesome fight.
Yes, it was.
Like that was like the height of Pedro Hizo's striking powers, and Barnett just went toe to toe with him, and like he ended up losing, but fuck, he put in a good fight. That's like an underrated old school classic. Yeah, and then he won the title, but tested positive, and like
Pedro.
I think it was like twice in a row too.
Early Pedro Hizo doesn't get enough love either. That guy was like really good for that little era of time.
Yep.
Gilbert Ivel's so happy here until he gets in the cage, and then he wants to bite you and scratch your face and murder
like
you.
Bipolar, schizophrenic dog.
So like Ivel's friend you go to the bar with, and you don't know how the night's gonna end.
Nope.
You just sit back and watch and see.
Could end up at a hotel party with a couple of chicks. You could end up in a jail cell with 17 dudes. Who knows?
So at this point, Barnett had only lost to Pedro Hizo and Crow Cop and Big Nog. He lost to Crow Cop 3 times and then lost to Big Nog.
We just watched the one where he dislocated his shoulder against Crow Cop.
Yeah, right. So you can't even really say much about like he lost the decision. They fought.
Yeah, and he actually
I want to say right after, but
it was.
He actually was on top in guard on Crow Cop when he fucking dislocated his shoulder too.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb.
Now Barnett was really, really good for the time, man. He just
5'10" heavyweight for at least a decade. Like one of the longest guys in MMA.
He had skills all around, and just one thing or another always fucking happened with that guy. Always.
Like mostly just drugs.
Yeah. That's like, is he the most like? Is he tested positive the most for like an elite fighter? Like, there's nobody else that
because he's the dumbest
that many times.
Yeah. Because he's the dumbest. Like the other ones just don't get caught. He's the idiot.
Yeah, he was pissing hot when it was a fucking IQ test.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
See what I posted in the group chat.
Huh?
See what I posted in the group chat. Looks like you got a special birthday.
Derek, how many people do you think Ivel has killed? Oh man.
I gotta feel over in his pride days, him and Alexander Emelianenko might have went out and did some bad.
This was supposed to be Emelianenko against Barnett.
You mean rape and pillage young girls?
Yeah, I mean that's about the company I would think Gilbert Ivel probably hangs with. Wasn't he? He was a lion.
Those birthday wishes, Wes.
Wasn't Gilbert a Lions Den guy, Brad?
Gilbert?
Yeah.
No.
No, that
would have been like a Mike's Gym guy, or that was Vernon White that you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Thinking of a black dude that was in Lions Den.
Well, I'm thinking of another black guy that was kind of crazy.
Jesus.
No, Vernon Tiger White. Yeah, I'm getting my crazy black guys mixed up.
That's a dude that was around forever in the early days and like completely forgotten.
Yeah, the Lions Den had a few decent guys, man. I mean, it was fun watching Vernon, and I mean, Guy Metzger was in so many fucking.
Guy Metzger, yeah. If he didn't have the stroke, then like
that was
you would have had
right?
probably a very good career. What was that, Jay?
That was Shamrock's crew, wasn't it?
Yeah, way back. Yeah.
How did Shamrock
Heedy my heart
over to WWE though, Brad? It's like it's an angle.
I don't remember the exact angle, but he was like he had a lot of hype behind him. They brought him in as like a muscle guy, and then he would have this persona where he would just be like super calm and then like rage out right before he got into the ring.
Rage. It was roid rage, man.
Ben straight up played the roid rage angle, didn't he? Oh,
he did.
And then they brought in Steve Blackman to kind of be like a counterpart to that, like kind of like a blood kind of thing.
I remember that shit.
Yeah.
Dan Severn in the WWF at one point as well.
Yep.
Yeah, Dan Severn was in the Brawl for All, Jay. Come on.
Oh,
try and keep.
Dan Severn.
You've watched that, right?
He was a legit wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, I just forgot about it, but yeah. Butterbean had a thing.
Dan Severn was good. Ken was better, obviously.
Wasn't there
I actually want to get that the new Snowden book, the Shamrock book.
Absolutely. Me too, Brad.
Shamrock has a book?
Nah, Snowden just wrote a biography about him.
Yep.
However you feel about Snowden, you know, he could be.
He's done some good like MMA history work.
The guy can write a good like piece on somebody. He's really good at that, man.
I'm talking about Snowden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's.
I agree with most of the stuff he says too.
What is so he wrote a book, Snowden, on who?
On Ken. He just released an autobiography on Ken.
Yeah.
Kind of more getting into.
Is it out yet?
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah. It's a lot of his early life, and then he goes into a lot of his wrestling stuff too. He kind of covers it from a wrestling standpoint too. Because
part of the story.
Yeah.
The money, the thing that might sell some of the books. Yeah.
Well, that's his. He kind of moved away from MMA writing and went over and started covering wrestling. I think
more people interested. Yeah.
Yeah, I think AEW kind of had him has him on kind of payroll or something too, because he like covers those shows specifically and shit a lot now. Like he gives them a lot of coverage. So.
Who does Snowden write for?
Bleacher Report. He was.
That's why, because Bleacher Report's owned by Warner Media.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he's definitely getting. Yeah,
they're the ones with the TV rights.
Definitely. So that's why he's covering them.
He's got that business angle.
Oh shit.
I mean, they're paying AEW $40 million a year, for Christ's sakes. I mean, that's a
seems to be a good investment, though, right?
For all involved. Yeah.
From everything I see, it's like very, very, very popular and shit now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was. I don't know how this shit's going to do, but they seem to have some good talent from what I read.
Yeah, it's just I think people are looking for an alternative, just like they were looking for.
Speaking of other sports of kings, Jay, how successful was the PLL versus its expectations?
The PLL,
Professional Lacrosse League, bro.
Yeah, Premier Lacrosse League.
That I can't speak to much. From Long Island, Brad. Come
on, you're in the business, you know.
That's another fucking BR.
I heard it was very successful.
I think the peak lacrosse professional league was probably the MLL. The MLL
lost all its players to the PLL.
I thought the indoor league did pretty well back like 20 years ago, and then
it still does pretty well. It's just in its like very distinct pockets.
God,
yeah,
God damn, fucking Barnett's eating a lot of shots to get this takedown.
Avo might have want to try to get another underhook.
You can see where the elbows came from after watching that.
That's a weird place to have a tattoo. He has it right on his shin bone.
It hurts like a
He's got like stupid fucking tattoos
like,
everywhere.
What's the most painful place to get a tattoo? They're like, yeah, right on your shin. He's hooking up.
Probably got a crown on his fucking dickhead. Just to do it.
Barnett's probably one of the most underrated heavyweights of all time.
He's still only lost to like elite guys.
Oh yeah, he's a top 5 heavyweight.
He just had too many interests. He wanted to do music.
I mean, as long as you don't give a fuck about steroids like we do, he's fucking unbelievable.
And you shouldn't.
Because everybody else.
Especially at this time.
I guarantee 99% of the guys Barnett fought were on something, But he always just had something happen, either like an untimely loss, an injury, positive drug test. Like everything seemed to derail that guy from hitting the pinnacle.
Elbowed in your brain stem by fucking.
He was always like,
close
to the summit, but never at the absolute peak.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and then the one time that he did get there, he popped hot, and it was all done. So
then it wasn't actually there.
And you could see that the guy was one of the best.
Oh yeah.
He has no idea.
Because that was just after. Oh no, that was just before Rico beat Randy. But Barnett did it so much more easily.
Yeah,
he dominated him.
Demolished him. Yeah. Yep.
He was way bigger than Randy.
Most of those guys.
Yeah, but a lot of guys are way bigger than Randy.
Yeah.
Tim Sylvia was way bigger than Randy.
Yeah,
still one of the times that I've jumped up off my couch and shit is when Randy fucking dropped that motherfucker. Like I fucking lost it. I'd bet my buddy on that fight and everything. He's like, Tim Sylvia's gonna kill him, dog. I was like, all right. Tim Sylvia sucks, dude.
I remember when Daniel Cormier ran the floor.
Even if you were Randy in that one, you were super nervous.
Oh yeah,
no matter what.
That's why when
he just got knocked out.
Yeah, but that's why when that punch landed, I was like, "Oh shit!" I couldn't believe it.
Oh, I jumped.
How did Barnett?
Was in a Boston Pizza.
Finish him here.
Back in my hometown.
Oh fuck, man.
I don't know.
And that's just destroying him.
I've been around the block.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is.
He takes a punch pretty well.
This is 10-8.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm tough. He's stupid and crazy, but he's tough too.
He almost muscled out a mount. He almost muscled out a mount there.
Barnett's wrestling was so advanced.
They could have stopped this.
That's Herb. That's Herb back in the day, baby.
He's like, no, I want to see blood.
Those elbows are not enough. That's insane, dude.
It's great ground.
He's turtled up. How is that not stopped?
Herb, stop the fight.
Nah.
My God. Look at that.
1 punch back.
Dude. He's taking like 40 unanswered shots.
That's
wow. Now he's made the end of the round.
He's trying to punch back, and then Barnett goes for a shitty sub.
Oh, then Barnett landed.
Wow, that should not have gone to round 2.
Barnett
get killed back in 09.
Wrestling translated to MMA was so advanced, like so far back, man.
Wow, just straight up. I mean, his jiu-jitsu was very good.
He was so much better than any heavyweight way back on the mat, dude, and getting it to the mat.
Yeah,
well, him and Nogueira, those fights were like those guys exchanging all their submissions and stuff. It was incredible.
That was heavyweight,
and they could both.
That was heavyweight grappling, like at about a peak that you can get, man. That stuff was so good. Those fights were great.
I still think that like 2004, 2006, like Pride period was probably still the best the heavyweight division has ever been.
Yeah, probably easily.
I mean, that is a
But Kane,
that was appalling. That was bad.
I gave it a 10-7 round.
Crap.
Honestly,
How the fuck?
Giving you his all. Holy
how the fuck is Herb still even around after something like that, dude?
Like,
and we get like
8 years off of Weidman.
We get like what 15 more years. Shit. 10 more years of Herb letting people just get murdered.
It's pretty sick.
The worst part is, based on this fight and these fighters, you knew exactly how the rest of the fight was going to go after that. Like, why not just stop it? Nothing else is going to happen.
He's got a 5-second burst at the start of the round, and then that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't MMA like so easy to fucking break down back then? Like most of these guys, you knew exactly what was going to happen after a couple. minutes.
Barnett was a -500 favorite, to be fair.
No doubt. But there was a lot of guys. Sokoju was also a favorite too, and we knew how that dude was going to go.
What are the other odds on here? So, Jay, did you ever watch Brett Cooper in Bellator?
Yeah, I know who Brett Cooper is.
Yes. Yeah, he was on this card. He was in like the very first fight. So there was a couple decent guys on the under. Jay Haran was on the.
Oh yeah.
Well, Jay Haran was on the other card, but they did that after the main event. They had it as like a swing bout because they used to.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, it's the second last fight on the Wikipedia page, and I was like, how the fuck was this the co-main event?
Like Jay Haran was one of the very early Bellator.
Jay Haran was on some earlier WECs and shit.
He's got around.
He was on some early getting knocked out by
again. Oh, here we go.
Gilbert Eiffel, not good on the ground.
I mean, this is a novice versus a pro.
Back in the days of like, do you guys remember Justin TV? It was an early like streaming website.
Yeah, I remember him.
They used to have an MMA channel that would show like Rings Holland cards and shit like that, and Gilbert Eiffel would be on them. Yeah. And if you had mount and didn't finish a guy in like 10 seconds, they would stand you up.
Fuck yeah.
Holland,
they want to see guys get murdered.
That's what Eiffel.
On the feet or on the ground.
There.
Yep.
I mean, this is just bad.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that is mean. But what can we say? Herb wants blood. He wants death. So that's what he's gonna get in this fight.
That's right.
People so much.
God damn, Herb!
God.
Jesus, Herb.
I mean, at least we can say Eifel's not a quitter in this fight.
Hey, he's throwing punches. He's bucking, trying to get up.
He's eating it, and he is throwing it back.
I've seen worse. Yeah, I've seen worse.
Yeah, he is terrible on the ground, but he ain't quitting.
Look, I mean, he's throwing like big strikes.
Not the sharpest, but I like your style.
Why's he got is that a 46 on his ankle? What, a NASCAR fan? I don't know who 46 is.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like a NASCAR number formatting. Yeah,
that's a random number. I don't think any other normal sport has the number 42. I can't think of anybody.
46.
That ain't 42, and I know O'Gill wouldn't be rocking a 42 today. That's for sure. 42 number 42 drivers just aren't doing good with the African American community right now.
Oh, that's who drives 42. I did not know that.
That's your Lord and Savior.
Hey, you can wear a 42 for anything.
Yeah, the Lord with an E. Yeah.
Fucking up.
Oh, that kid threw away all kinds
of lot. He could have thrown away millions of dollars. Maybe he'll get a chance again on some small.
Oh yeah. No, He'll be back next season.
What the fuck was
1,000%.
Because he knows he couldn't finish him, so he's like, I don't know.
I know, but he was going for some sub, but it wasn't even close. Like, I don't know what the fuck he was
knows
doing.
that
It was like
Scar's
an
not
arm
gonna
bar.
stop.
Barnett is busted. His nose is busted from those
That
shots.
was dumb, man. I don't know what Barnett was doing there.
This is such a dumb fight.
Oh shit! Is that our boy?
That's Stitch.
No, in corner, John Lewis. Oh,
John Lewis.
Yeah, gave us one of the good knockouts of the early days.
Little eagle flies again, baby.
Yeah, Chuck Zito, baby. Pentama. Of course, Scott Farrell's there. He's such a piece of...
Scott Farrell from fucking
He lives near my
satellite radio.
Yeah,
that voice, iconic voice.
That's old boy.
No idea.
Scott Farrell. Yeah.
Why is Chuck doing?
Why is he?
Why not?
Chuck
Zito, baby.
Why did they need two guys to interview people?
Because the other
Chuck Zito.
And the other guy just watched his man get put in the ambulance. Like, I don't even know why he's there standing next to fucking Vitor, who just killed his guy.
I can confirm he is still alive.
Yeah, we watched him load him into the ambulance.
Why on earth would you go to a random interview backstage in between rounds?
Yeah, instead of looking at they know what's going on in this fight.
Jay, you should see some of those early UFCs when they first brought Joe Rogan on. They used to make Joe Rogan go in the back and interview these guys and shit if they got beat up.
Fucking,
do you remember
what he got?
The one time that Rogan interviewed a dude about some like hot rod pay-per-view that they were trying to do way back in the early days?
No, man, I've probably seen it, but I don't remember that. There was some weird shit with Rogan and like people in the audience and shit too at one time. Like he rove around and interview like B celebrities and shit, all drunk and stuff.
That was a young Joe Rogan. That was
Eddie Bravo was scoring.
Yeah, that was still hair, pre fucking alpha brain and shit.
It wasn't even like a buzz cut Joe Rogan. That was like an actual hair Joe Rogan.
Yeah, was that pre hair transplant? Or was that?
Oh yeah, no, that was pre-trans. Yeah, pre.
This was like news radio days.
Pre-alpha brain.
Underrated show, Brad.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Was Allen in that too, or no?
Rogan was pretty decent on that show. He was funny.
Oh yeah, he was funny.
Yeah.
Is that David Spade?
Yeah.
No, that's a different show. It's about like the same. Yeah. Yep. Look at John's busting out like the 90s.
It was about basically. I was gonna say it was about news, like basically news today, but back in the the mid 90s.
Jay, you know a couple people that was on it. There's a chick that was on it that's done a bunch of movies. And
Dave Foley. Dave Foley was like the main character.
Yeah, Dave Foley was on there. Yeah.
Yeah, like Phil Hartman, Eddie Dick, all those.
Yeah,
Phil Hartman.
That's the big one. Phil Hartman, yeah.
Phil pre fucking wife goes nutbag. Phil Hartman, good shit.
Yeah, what Rogan's role was. He's the station's electrician and handyman.
Stephen Root was in there. Maurice Tierney. Yeah, there's some.
Yeah, that's the chick. She's done a ton of movies, man.
Yeah.
Maura Tierney.
Yeah, Mara.
Candy Alexander. She did CSI for a while, right? Quite a pretty good show.
I have no idea what that is.
Norm Macdonald was on there for a hot minute, I think so. Anyway,
man, how could this be like the longest fight that you have mount?
Yeah, he had Mount for about 12.
Jesus,
I feel like this is the record.
He's tapped.
Oh, there you go.
He finally tapped.
He tapped, man. It's over.
I mean, Herb's gonna let you tap.
He's trying to say no, I didn't tap.
Herb had the goes to distance, goes decision problem. It's like, nah, ain't something.
No, he needed the over 2.5. That's all he needed.
All right, I'm gonna take a piss first, mate.
How do you have that much damage when you're in full mount for like that much of the fight?
Because
did you see the bombs Ival was throwing from the bottom, Jay?
Dude,
come on,
dude.
From the bottom.
Bomb of bombs.
Yeah, that was a.
Do you know if News Radio is on any of the like streaming services?
I don't think so.
I would watch that.
Oh yeah, I've watched it a couple times. It was hard to get like a torrent of that way back when of the whole thing, but I was able to get it way back when.
Yep.
But
Yeah, I'll find it at some point. Or I won't, and it won't break my heart either.
it says it's on CTV, so you might. Do you have cable?
Oh yeah, that one's free too, isn't it? Yeah,
Possibly. So you might be able to watch it there. Good old Canada. Right on.
Let's see.
Right fucking on. Oh, is Wes pissing?
Yeah.
On his birthday. I thought Wes would be a little more wrecked than drinking on his birthday. He's kind of slacking. We should give it to him.
He seems like
pretty
maybe he's done some
Make him do a
reflecting
shot or
today.
something. Do a shot at 40. That's what 40-year-olds like to do.
I think he's just reflecting a bit.
Oh, the old tap to strikes.
That's so weak.
The reflecting was earlier in the day, Jay. That's not what now is for.
Oh, they're closing all the beaches in California again. Here we go.
Are they?
Yep, all beaches and all parks in California will be closed effective Friday, May 1st.
Nice.
Did
they have like an outbreak or what?
I guess too many people hanging out on the beaches.
Yeah, I guess.
We're supposed to have like a 20-degree sunny day on Saturday, so I'm interested to see how people are gonna react to that.
It was 21 here, Brad. It was beautiful. People are out playing
And
fucking
people are probably
basketball.
out everywhere.
Fucking idiots are
Yeah.
out playing basketball and shit. I'm like, oh my god. Stay away from you.
Yep, we're fucked.
Yeah. A lot of them were kids too. I'm like, you just letting your fucking kids go out?
183 strikes. He landed 121, 66%. Jesus fucking Christ.
Wes,
Few strike was
shot for your
awful
birthday or what?
back in the day.
What happened?
You gonna do a shot for
Yeah.
your birthday?
You need to get deeper on the alcohol on your birthday.
I'm going,
He's
Mr.
like, nah.
I'm almost 2 bottles of Red Deep. I got me a mini bottle of Moet. I'm gonna pop after the show, and I got me a bottle of Woodford. And I'm gonna have a couple shots and drink a bottle of Moet. So,
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I'll be good about midnight. Jeremy's got it about right around midnight, 1 o'clock. I'm gonna be straight Jaren in his fucking chair,
You're gonna be coached.
ghosted.
You getting lit up and playing some Warzone, or what are you doing after the show?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Look, dude, I like when I get right in between like fucked up and like really good buzzing. I'm fucking great at Warzone. Any other time,
it's a small
window.
Sweet spot. It's a small sweet spot. You got to hit that sweet spot.
Absolutely, and I'm
I've
fucking really
got
good.
a tiny little bit left.
Man, hey, that's my go-to, man. That's good bourbon right there, dude. That is really good bourbon.
I'll pour that one up next.
That new they're selling a lot of that Angel's Envy now. It's starting to get more popular, but it's a pretty good bourbon. But Woodford is my go-to, man. It's, it ain't cheap, but it's not crazy expensive bourbon.
I don't drink enough.
Oh shit! You remember those fucking the
drinks,
bottles?
the mixed drinks.
They look like fucking diarrhea. Yeah. Look like diarrhea in a bottle.
Yeah, drank some diarrhea.
5-hour diarrhea.
Yeah,
man, I forgot about those. That shit was so dumb.
That is terrible.
It looks like shit in a bottle.
Yeah,
Who came up with that bottle
that was
design?
such a scam.
Those did not last long at all.
No,
I can't imagine they would. I mean, that is just a
Nope.
Like I'm gonna crush this powder into my fucking.
I'm so frustrated by that bottle. I just can't.
Jesus, this fucking bottle's just not doing it for me.
That is a marketing nightmare. I mean, that is just.
It's a win career.
dude. I feel like just watch Tino when he's talking, and you can see him double thinking everything he's saying,
so
and it's
good.
just like so fucking slow and jittery and shit like that. It's
Dude,
hilarious.
It's every conversation he has in his life too. Like you put a camera on that guy and say talk, and it's like that. All of it, every fucking minute of his fucking life. Jesus Christ, that guy's like.
There'll be no other. He's a one of a kind. Oh, we get some backstory of the first Affliction where we know exactly what happened. Fuck, how big a favorite was Fedor in that fight?
He was man, this guy was so good at that point.
I think he was like minus 300 or something like that. Like I don't think it was huge. It might have been more. It was probably more than that. Now that I'm thinking about it, but let's see.
There's guys still today at heavyweight that I don't see doing the things that Fedor could do even fucking a decade ago.
So he was minus 400 against Arlovsky. Oh, sorry. He was minus 450 against Tim Sylvia.
That's a gift.
Okay.
It's actually a gift.
He was a big favorite, man.
I see against Sylvia, he was like minus 350 in that area.
Oh, he might have closed lower. Maybe that was just the opening.
Yeah. Crazy.
God, that guy was so good. And
this was definitely the better Affliction card.
At that dude's peak, man, he's got to be mentioned right there.
Yeah.
I don't think you could name what is it?
Always dominate fights, but he always found a way through the fight.
Yeah, even when he had gotten bad spots, man, and at heavyweight like that, you could find yourself in bad spots against, guys.
He did. He fucking pulled it out of
Fujinda
times.
That's just how good he was, man, how clutch he was.
Getting slammed on your head by Randleman.
But yeah, Arlovsky at this point, he was one of the first guys that really left the UFC on a decent winning streak. That was a crazy story at the time because he lost the trilogy to. He lost the trilogy to Sylvia. Wasn't he in Universal Soldier, The Reckoning? There or something.
He was also in an episode of Limitless or Person of Interest, one of those CBS shows. He did he was a bad guy. Yeah, he's in a few things. Gotta look it up.
But yeah, he left on a winning streak, so you don't see that too often in the UFC.
Andre Arlovsky,
and then he knocked out Rothwell.
They held him out for almost a year because he wouldn't sign a new contract because he wanted to leave.
Money. Oh, he just wanted to leave.
And then they eventually put him on the undercard of some event.
Yeah, that was against. Was that Jake O'Brien? Was that his last fight?
If that was his last fight in the UFC,
that was his last fight in the UFC.
It was.
Yeah.
And then he came over and he beat up Rothwell, who was the IFL champion and all that at the time. So he was one of the bigger heavyweights outside the UFC as well. So Arlovsky was definitely top 5 in the world at this point.
That dude's he's a legend, man. Arlovsky's reached that status. That guy's a fucking legend.
It's so weird for me to think that this is halfway through Arlovsky's career.
I know.
He's had an entire nether career since this fight happened.
Yeah, that's wild.
That sucks.
I mean, and then he had another piece that was getting fucking knocked cold for a couple years, and then all of a sudden finding a chin and then fighting smart and winning fights.
He did.
Yeah, he's had so many pieces.
Well, this
of his career
started that super down period in his career.
Yeah.
Remember, it was wild.
And then he kind of had another round in the UFC once he almost got to the title there.
How many shots did he take from Travis Brown in that chaotic one-round?
That's one of the craziest one-round fights you'll ever fucking see.
Ever watch.
One of the best ever.
The pimp slap.
Yeah, that's yeah. Yep.
Dude, I'm looking at Arlovsky's record now. I completely forgot that he fought Rumble in World Series.
Yeah.
Like there was some shit in there.
That was like when all of a sudden his chin like turned around and all of a sudden he could fucking
was
take
that
a punch
the beginning of it? That was the beginning
of it. Fight. Like nothing happened. Like I mean, Rumble landed some punches, but nothing big, and it just went to like a fairly boring decision. Nobody thought that would happen.
No, everybody thought Rumble was gonna murder him.
Then everybody
short time.
Was that was that the main event of the first World Series of Fighting for it?
It was not the first one.
I don't think
Where is it?
PFL.
It was the second one. It was World Series of Fighting.
Oh,
too.
Nice.
Yeah.
But he was the first main event as well. I remember that.
Yeah.
Who was the
I
first?
forget who it was.
Was it DJ Lindemann?
No, he fought Devin Cole.
Oh, I know.
Rumble fought DJ Lindemann. I just pulled that card. Oh, Devin Cole's a rapist. That was like one of MMA's original rapists.
Okay, I gotta find it.
Yeah.
What was the main event? Arlovsky versus Cole. Who else is on this shit show of a card?
If I could get a screenshot
Rumble?
of it right now. Look at
Rumble, Linda. Yeah, Marlon Moraes.
Just seeing his eyes.
Tyron Spong. One of the greats.
Our boy Tyron Spong. What could have been.
Dustin Jacob.
This fight is so crazy. This shit's so good, man. Like so that my couple buddies that I got this pay-per-view with and watched, they kind of got into MMA during Tough. So not like my best friend back when I was a kid that we watched them from the beginning, but they watched a little bit of the Prides and shit, started getting into the Prides late, and then watched this and watched Fedor do this here, and they were convinced he was the greatest fighter they've ever seen in their lives. It was like,
yeah, he was.
I was like, yeah, he might be. Like,
he liked to make stuff dramatic. That's for sure.
Yep.
The way he fought was pretty wild.
But they hadn't seen any Fedor from any of his stuff really. This is one of the first times they got to watch him, and
because they were watching old fights, not new
ones. Well, like they were watching FS1 or Fox Sports is just Fox Sports. They used to have a Pride show with Frank Trigg and somebody else, to where they just did like Pride highlights and shit, and they watched those and have saw a lot of Fedor fights and shit that way.
That was crazy, that little period where people were first getting exposed to Pride.
Yeah.
Like they thought people didn't exist if they weren't in the UFC.
Well, my one buddy, he was convinced too, after just watching those highlight shows, that Pride was 10 times better than the UFC. I was like, I'm proud of you. I'm actually kind of proud of you right now. But just he saw just the Vanderlei run and shit like that. They kind of highlighted their best fighters in those shows, so you didn't see a lot of the,
they built their shows better.
There was a lot of horrible fucking fights in Pride. Like, don't get me wrong. Come on. There was a lot of horrible shit. But hell, at one time,
of it, especially early, it was, some of it is unwatchable pretty much.
Yep. Some of those early ones are fucking, some of that shit's unwatchable. But like at one point, man, at its peak, I mean, literally you could just name fighter after fighter. Some of the just top fighters in the world were over there.
Tito
and then even on those cards, they'd have like Sakuraba against some fucking random kickboxer that had never fought MMA on the card as well.
Yep. Yeah, they like their little freak show, sideshow fights,
Yeah. Honestly, I think you kind of need it.
Yeah.
Like that sort of stuff just sort of resets your attitude about MMA and how ridiculous the sport is, and it puts everything in perspective a little bit.
It is ridiculous, even to this day. Like, look, how often we say only fucking in MMA. Like, it's a fucking circus, man. It's a freak show. It's still two dudes beating the fuck out of each other in a cage. I mean, imagine that. Like, we're still watching two fucking people beat the fuck out of each other in a cage, man.
Cecil people.
Cecil.
Oh God, man, this mother. I'll watch old UFCs and shit, and they still saying Cecil Peoples and shit.
The ovation for Big John. Fuck.
What? Oh, all right.
He became like
Big John is a star in like
he became like Buffer.
Of MMA fighters.
He kind of became Buffer too a lot earlier, just a caricature of the sport itself. Like, we shouldn't be cheering louder for a fucking ref than we are like the fighters, you know.
Well, that's the difference, is that you see the refs every week. The fighters see 3 times a year. That's part of
like Buffer. Buffer's one of the most famous dudes in the UFC.
Yep.
Freddie Roach in Arlovsky's corner. This is pre-fucking Jackson's Arlovsky.
This is when he kind of migrated away from Chicago and shit.
Too.
Wasn't he like?
Like Freddie Roach was hyping up his boxing too at the time.
Yeah, big time. I remember that
record right there. I mean, it's almost a Beeb level, almost.
Oh no, dude, that is
And that was due to a cut.
Yeah,
and it was only because the cut was in a tournament.
Yep, that's the one.
And the cut was in a tournament, so they couldn't let him go on to the next round. So it's better than Khabib J because he's fought real people.
Well, it's like a John Jones.
And he also didn't lose to Glaze Tebow, so that helps.
Here we go again. We got about 15 minutes after show of fucking Khabib and Tebow, baby. I don't. Jay done sold his. Man just out. Like he's done. He's off the wagon.
He's off the wagon. He picked Tony Ferguson.
He's done. He's done.
Yeah, it's never happening. Come on now, you know that's not happening.
Oh, you sold.
Look at this. Look at it side. Look how big fucking Arlovsky is, man. He's jacked back there.
Oh yeah, he's fucking juiced to the gills.
Yeah, he is. He is fucking leaking magma.
I mean, that's not a bad
during this
237 pounds. I mean, that's a nice thing to aspire to.
Yeah, I could, you know.
Yeah, Brad
this is awesome.
I could go
this for is awesome. Yeah. This is so fucking awesome.
This was huge at the time.
Yep. This shit made Sports Center and stuff. Like, it was fucking very fucking huge.
Arlovsky tagged him.
Yeah, he did.
I've got 435.
Yep, I'm right on the same. Yep. Arlovsky was good here, man. Like, this was a legit opponent.
Tight Freddie Roach boxing, man.
This was a legit opponent, man.
I mean, footwork is an
athletic dude, like one of the most athletic heavyweights that we've ever seen.
Yeah, ever. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Good leg kicks. Oh my god, they're both swinging.
That's another thing about Fedor, man. He didn't give a fuck. He went throw with you, man. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he just trusted his chin and his
and his recovery hands. And his recovery too.
Yeah,
he knew if he got in trouble.
Arlovsky's just like so much more technical than him.
Oh man, that uppercut! God damn! Look how good Arlovsky looks. Look how good he looks.
Look at that. Goes for a takedown too.
Not very
fucking, this is the problem
nice
though.
Little exchange. That was a nice little sambo exchange.
Look how good Arlovsky looks. His hands and everything looks. This is a problem though. Like, this ends up being a problem.
Yep.
that his shit looks this good and he's this on.
Yeah, but this was his game, right? He didn't really.
No, he was aggressive. He was an aggressive guy.
Yeah, like he was for the most part stand-up fighter, right?
Oh yeah, he was a stand-up guy. Yeah, and he was aggressive. Yeah. He like came at you.
Yeah.
He had like a couple leg locks early on and stuff like that because he had a sambo background,
right?
But he was a striker for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, nice name.
And he's been around so much longer than people think too.
Yeah.
Yeah, from way, way back. Like, what was his first UFC, Brad? It was 20s or something? Yeah.
20s?
Yep.
Like late 20s, 28 or something like that?
Yeah, 28.
Yeah.
And was good out the gate. Like, he was good.
Oh, he fought against the male porn star Aaron Brink.
There it is.
After I learned that dude was a porn star, I couldn't help. Like, every time I hear his name, I'm just like, oh, Aaron the Twink Brink.
Oh, they're talking about the Dakota top ring.
Oh.
Ooh.
They're just fucking trading, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he's flustered. He's flustered by the speed of Arlovsky.
I mean, Arlovsky's fucking tagging him, man.
Bing!
Oh, missile.
Good.
Just an absolute fucking missile to the chin.
That's one of the greatest punches in MMA history. That's one of the greatest punches in MMA history.
Mid-air spin.
Mid-air fucking scud missile, boom, dead. Fucking dead, mid-air.
No idea what happened.
That's what I was just saying too. Like, Arlovsky was looking so good. He was fucking getting so confident at it.
So Fedor, like, was he faking that? Was he like ragdoll or like just rope-a-doping him there?
Might have been
because he hit him and then he kicked him and then he like bounced off the ropes and then just fucking bombed on him.
Look at Fedor's people. Look at Fedor's people.
He just sort of like rolled with everything.
Like they're like,
oh, there's Oscar
and Donald
and the Donald.
You see,
man, I should have got.
You see how Fedor's people is losing their minds, counting all that money that's coming up because Barnett won and Fedor won.
Yep.
God, man, that man was so good, dude. And then people he didn't get enough credit for this win. Like, they just think of the knockout. Like, Arlovsky was fucking good at this time, man.
Yep. Man, well, and if people do give him credit, they're like, oh, Arlovsky was kicking his ass before. And, like, you had 3 minutes of fighting, and Arlovsky, like, had a little edge, but like, dude, he picked him in the air like a fucking anti-aircraft gun.
Yeah, dude. Jeez. No, I mean, Arlovsky was having success. It was a fucking back and forth fight, which made it a really good fight. And to me, it showed Fedor's greatness, man. To me, like, this showed his greatness at the time.
Yeah.
That was a big, big win. Yep. And just an insane knockout.
Exactly. It wasn't as like big a situation as like the random slam or he wasn't hurt by that at all. Fedor rolled with everything that comes.
Knee?
You cannot tell me that ain't one of the fucking.
Look at this. He kicks him, and Fedor bounces, and then he goes for a knee, and
that's like that's
perfect. A long way to come down for your brain.
At first,
that's as perfect as it gets, man. You cannot get that. Is a fucking scud missile. You can't get more perfect.
That's a long way to fall. 7 feet for a brain, straight down to the ground.
Boom. On his face.
And free fall. Bang. Jesus.
His chin. That's not great.
Like, he kind of ragdolled him here and then just fucking launches overhand right perfect off the chin.
Oh, wow.
That is just like the perfect place to let him
know.
Arlovsky's really lucky he didn't fuck up one of his legs right there. He's really lucky he didn't come down.
He didn't land on it?
On a knee.
Yep.
Like Crow Cop?
Yeah, he's really lucky.
He is out. That's
Look at Fedor's corner.
That's an iconic picture right there.
Yeah, him face fucking down.
And Fedor walking off. Jesus.
Yep. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Close, but no cigar there.
That started Arlovsky. For Arlovsky. So after that, he lost to Brett Rogers, Bigfoot Silva, and Sergey Kharitonov in a row.
Yeah. Strike Force, all 3 in a row.
Got knocked out by 2 of them. and then somehow like he fought a bunch of bums. Fought a bunch of bums after that. Lost to Rumble.
And then wins against Brendan Schaub, and he turned his career around.
Rounded.
That was a terrible decision too.
Yeah,
Schaub definitely won that fight.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he did.
I thought he did. Yep.
Goes all the way up to a Stipe fight. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the Stipe fight was for a title shot.
Yep. Pretty good.
That would have been crazy. Arlovsky getting a title shot in 2016.
Is that a fucking Tektara or fucking what's his name, Brad? Our Russian dude from way back.
Tektarov?
Tektarov, yeah, he's in there. He's got the Pakistani fucking
with Fedor?
Yeah, right there. Right behind him.
Yeah, that does look like him.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah,
that's Oleg.
Yeah, that's
That's Oleg.
And then there's the Affliction guy, the bald Affliction guy.
Yep.
Thomas NCO.
Yep.
He's the guy. He's the Affliction.
Oh, dude,
that's the Affliction guy.
They're all in there like counting their money. Like their pay-per-views did fairly well. They had they had the Barnett win. They had the Fedor crazy knockout.
They were working towards that Fedor Barnett fight, and then just fucking blew up.
Barnetted.
Just day before the fight.
Literally ended a promotion. with some big money backing, just completely ended it. Look at Arlovsky. He was 18 for 33. I don't know about those stats, so
yeah, the CompuStrike stats were shit.
Yeah,
they're still shit, but yeah, they were even worse back then.
Whamma,
Pat.
Whamma.
What a terrible belt.
That's the last time that belt was defended.
Oh yeah, he was like a commissioner.
Yeah,
somewhere in the bottom of a river, somewhere probably.
Come on now, it's in a Russian palace. Some rich Russian billionaire owns
that
shit.
Trump's got it. Trump's got it for sure.
He's got it in the house. He's got it in the White House.
Trump eats Big Macs off that motherfucker every day.
Uses that as a TV tray.
That motherfucker done fucking got legs installed on it. Uses a fucking TV tray.
Let me tell you how you're feeling.
Let me tell you how you're feeling.
Tito says.
Tito, baby, we're back. Look, they like, I gotta get a translator.
They need an English translator and then fucking translate the fucking Russian.
They need a Tito translator.
They're like, what the fuck did this guy say? The translator? I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh
that
my god. This man is fucking
buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Nobody who can beat you up, you call buddy.
It will be a sad day when we lose Tito talking.
He might be able to talk for a while.
Why does this dude back here looking like Dave Grohl's fucked up twin? Who the fuck is this guy?
Oh shit.
That was one of the Emma guys, I think.
Could be. Fuck.
That was Dave Rolls, not Dave Grohl's.
No, that dude's back there on something very good, man. I'm telling you, he's back there on some good shit. He's got some jaw clenching going on, some fucking.
Yo, he didn't win a decision. He just said Barnett won a decision. He fucking finished him in the third.
What
fucking Tito, man? He doesn't even remember something that happened 20 minutes ago.
Man, look at that! Wow.
Bang! Perfect.
How was that?
Jay, you didn't have you ever watched this fight, Jay? Or just seen the highlight of it? Wow. No. Damn, that's great, man. For the first time.
Bang.
Dude.
Pound for pound, best heavyweight? I don't think that's how it works.
I mean, even if he wasn't the best heavyweight, he could have still been pound for pound the best heavyweight because he was small.
Shit. Oh shit!
Tito's just on another level.
Probably the best fighter in the world. What are we doing?
I'm not on this level, so I don't understand, Brad. It happens sometimes with Tito.
None of us are.
Man, that was.
It's the hair dye. That shit is seeped in. It's over for
the guy. For 20 years. It's got to.
I mean,
peroxide. He literally showers in peroxide.
He's probably just at home in the mirror like, Tito doesn't give a fuck how dumb he is.
Yeah.
Tito's got 12 inches. Fuck you, motherfucker.
Just gets lost in his own dick. Lost in his dick.
Yeah, I mean,
let me tell Tito what Tito thinks about y'all talking shit about Tito. Tito's got a big dick.
That was the beginning of the collusion.
Doesn't have enough blood to run both fucking his brain and his shit downstairs. So obviously he was raging, fucking commentating at the old Affliction.
Tito's
guy.
He was trying to think about all the money he could make in a Fedor fight.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the Donald. Oh, and Melania's getting in there for a picture of Fedor.
Oh, that's not
Melania. Who's that?
That's Blanca, isn't it?
Who is that?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah,
Who?
what? Yeah, that's Donald.
Oh no, it ain't fucking.
That was
Yeah, it was.
that wasn't Ivanka.
No.
That was Donald. No, it wasn't.
Is that LT?
That was Donald's side piece.
Holy shit, LT's like we railing tonight, baby.
I think so.
It's not LT.
Yeah, dude, it's LT. Holy shit, Jimmy Smith was on this?
Yeah, he's the color guy for this.
That
We
happened.
didn't really
Yeah.
hear him much, but he was the color guy. One of the color guys.
Let me
named
listen
Tito.
to Tito here.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I gotta. At same
Yeah, as
factor.
stupid as Tito sounds in interviews, he actually understands fighting.
Yeah.
I think
no,
Jimmy
he
Smith
just
is walking
can't.
into the ring in the background.
Tito just can't speak. He can
There's
fucking
so much
fight.
collusion
Yeah.
going on right here. What was that promotion that De La Hoya was involved in with Tito?
Wasn't it just Golden Boy MMA or some shit like that?
And
Oh,
Tito,
yeah. That was him and
Yeah.
Chuck. That was him and Chuck.
I
watched.
actually still haven't seen that.
I didn't.
Don't do it.
I didn't watch it live either. I watched that 30 for 30 on him and on Tito and Chuck, and they showed that fight and shit. Man, god damn, just everything.
It was not good.
Everything about leading up to that is just fucking sad, man. Chuck just can't even talk straight no more. And people around him are letting him take this fight and shit. It's just fucking
Yeah,
sad,
that was a bad one. That was a bad one. So are we going to do a live podcast next week on Wednesday or what? For this card that as long as it doesn't fall apart
Sure,
by
why
next
not?
Wednesday?
I'm cool with kind of going live or doing our format like this as much as y'all want. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
I guess it really doesn't matter.
just means I can't jerk off while we're doing the show. But
Yeah.
hey, I guess
Well, I mean,
we all got to make
Jay's
sacrifices.
got to
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
put on a shirt and not have his dick in his hand at the same time.
Hey, I've got
recording.
sleeves today.
Oh
Sleeves.
shit. How are you containing those things, Brad?
I mean, with
Don't worry.
tout- with
Underneath,
tout
I got
season? Tout season
I got
about
like
to
the
start?
Zubaz tank top going on underneath.
Is that
What
tank
the
top? You
fuck?
might as well. I mean, you're sleep. You might as well be sleeveless. I mean, that's
Wait for it.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Late stream special for everyone.
Uh-oh. This is a tout season special right here.
This is the MMA analysis after dark.
Oh shit. Get it. Look at that.
That man has been pumping some iron. I mean, our boy Keith Galvin, the strong man, the Arnold strongman competition aficionado would be proud of Brad. I bet that man's setting personal best like every day right now.
Yeah, I need to get bigger dumbbells, but I can't get out to the stores.
It's not allowed.
They can't ship the weight that you need now. I'll tell you that.
That's part of the
They
problem.
don't. The cost is just ridiculous.
The shipping
Yeah,
costs would just be
yeah,
astronomical.
How do they even do that? I don't even know. They have to put the dumbbell together in the store.
You got a welder, son? Because you're gonna have to weld these things together.
Weld these bullets together.
Oh man, good times.
Well,
Good
I think
times.
that's it for this week's show.
Yeah.
So yeah, we
back
can,
next time.
Jay, how was your first Affliction show?
My first and last Affliction show.
Yeah, pretty much.
you had to love that.
Everybody else apparently.
You gotta love that main though. That was just
That was fun.
that
I love
Vitor electrocute
Murder,
Here, no doubt.
I mean,
electrocution.
Vitor electrocute Lindley.
That jacket right now.
What? Oh, that Chuck
The
Zito
Chuck Zito
jacket?
jacket?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would give
Hey,
him
it's
like,
Bukowski.
I'd ask him to pay me $20 to put it on. How about that?
No, bad deal.
Probably. it's not worth the hate I'm gonna get at the Waffle House at 2 a.m., right?
No, definitely not.
Oh,
That was
shit.
fun.
Hell yeah, that's a good card, man. That main card was good. I remember when these happened, dude. We were hyped for these. Like they seem like a big deal, man.
Yeah, they presented it as a big event. That's half the battle.
Spent a lot of money on these fights.
Half this shit.
Making good coin.
Weren't they cheap though? I thought they were they were only $30 here.
No, but the Affliction paying the fighters, they
out.
They
They
only had two of them.
Hell, and then they gave a piece of their promotional and shit to Fedor's boys. They came in and got theirs, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would guess that Donnie Pussy Neck fucking paid out a good chunk of borrowed money to this promotion.
That is Bobby Green, by the way.
Yeah, he got choked out again.
Dan Lozon.
Dan Lozon was like a hot shit prospect back in the day here.
Yeah, wasn't he? Didn't he? He's just an idiot.
Choked
like
his
get
ass
locked up and shit all the time.
Oh.
Yeah. He just came in too young.
Who the hell's that? Oh, Fedor's brother.
No, that's
baby Fedor.
Man, those punches are nasty. That was nice.
Paul Bantello.
Yeah,
if you want to know what a
great lifer right there.
If you want to know what a great time this was in MMA, the weekend after this fight, we got GSP BJ.
94? UFC was that 94? No, which one was that? Yeah.
Yeah. UFC 94.
This was a great time in MMA. This was like the greatest time. Pride being at its end wasn't great, but man, it was peaking.
But like at the time, we didn't know all of this shit was gonna fail, right?
Yeah, and it was in those couple years too. Even the last couple years of Pride into this, and then just that little era right there was so fucking good, man. God, it was great. Oh, shocking. And then the dude gets up like Frankenstein's monster and starts trying to wrestle people and shit.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's hard. Who doesn't love that in MMA when
I thought Dan Henderson was gonna have to knock him out again.
Grab the referee's leg. There's nothing better.
Dude, the look on his face when it was scary watching it in real time. Like, man, that guy.
When you don't know how that's gonna end, that is a lot scarier watching that.
Now I can laugh about it. Like I was rolling watching it. Rolling.
Fuck.
At the time, yeah, it was one of the scarier ones, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, should we get out of here, Jay?
Live fights. We might have live fights next week.
Yeah, we'll preview
Maybe
probably next Wednesday. We'll see if that card stays intact.
How many cards do you think they can do before they completely lose my interest again?
Oh,
one.
Yeah, that second card is probably not.
One.
That's fair.
Brad might get.
Well, if there are going to be live fights, I'll be back to break them down.
There we go. That's what we're looking for.
What might I get, Wes?
I said, since it's quarantine, we might get 2 out of Brad. Maybe 2.
Two's the limit.
We'll see.
Hopefully those first couple of cards, though, I think are going to be as stacked as they can stack them, though. So,
I mean, the second one's definitely not stacked.
Yeah,
it's good, but it's not stacked.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Yep.
Want to take us out of here, Jay?
That's all I got.
Take your dick out of here.
It sounds like we're going to be talking about a Justin Gaethje Tony Ferguson fight. The fight I said would be the most entertaining fight in MMA to make. So, how exciting is that?
Very.
That's going to be wild.
Wes, any words of wisdom on your day?
Since I'm an old man,
Yes.
yeah. Fucking enjoy
Wisdom
it.
for the rest of my
Enjoy it. And enjoy the people around you too, because you never know when they're gonna fucking be gone.
Oh, sentimental West. That's a good way to take it.
That's
fuck the rest of you
right there.
Fuck the rest of you. I hate most of you motherfuckers.
Oh wait, that's dodgeball. Or no, basketball.
Well, we'll be back next Wednesday, and we'll have
some
fights to discuss. We'll be breaking down. I guess it's UFC 249. Wow, there we go. Finally. Until then,
I think it's UFC 151. Like, if we're just gonna be like, we can cancel this card but go back and do the number, this is UFC 151 to me.
There it is.
That's a good ending to the show.